just joining, and thank you if you're going to be coming back later to watch this video. My name is Magdalene Ologun, and this is the place to be if you're joining this. I mean, if you're watching my channel for the very first time, you are in the right place, trust me. I talk about anything development in the space of career, business, and pretty much yourself as an individual. And in light of that, I'm going to be running the series the beginning of this year, because I started out this year with one slogan, and that slogan is to be very, very intentional. And I don't want to go about just telling people, oh, be intentional, make sure your 2025 is very productive. I'm trying as much as possible in my own little way and space to see how I can bring to you actionable steps to ensure that you are intentional with what you do. And at the end of the year, you are able to say, these are the things I have achieved. And you can say, definitely, you had a better year than last year. So in light of that, we're having the winning strategies for 2025 series, and it's going to cut across different conversations. We're going to be talking about personal development, how you can strategize your personal development in this year. We're also going to be talking about how you can strategize in the area of career, in the area of business for Nigerians or people who are living in diaspora, how you can survive, how you can be strategic in those locations. You're going to see them coming up from today. Well, of course, today is our first session in the winning strategy series. And I'm going to ensure that I'm able to cover as much ground as possible just to ensure that you succeed this year. You could see by now that my interest is to ensure that you succeed. So before we continue the session, I would like you to please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, because this is the place you want to be. If you're intentional about your growth, if you're intentional about getting better as a person, this is where you want to be. Yeah. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about personal growth and development in the winning strategy for 2025 series. And I couldn't have thought about a better person to take that session for us than my amiable Dr. Temitope Okeseeyin. If you can clap, please clap. Thank you. I'll do that for you. Thank you so much, Temitope, for joining the session today. It's a privilege to have you. I should pay you millions of dollars to have you join the show, but I leverage on networking.
Thank
So I
you.
want to say thank you. Thank you so much for sparing me time in your really, really busy schedule. So can we start by you talking about what you just think of personal development? It's a very, very common concept out there, personal development, personal development. What does personal development really mean to you as a person?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me once again. And hello to everyone. It's
Mhm.
great. Yeah. To answer your question, personal development is the bedrock of anything growth in life. Because if you are not growing personally, every other thing can't grow. It's like when we say that you can't give what you don't have. And so your development as a person is the springboard for your career to grow. It's the springboard for your business to grow. It's the springboard for your spirituality, your faith, your consistency, your confidence. So personal development for me is the key. You must be intentional about your growth as a person. The intensity, the consistency, the whatever it is, just make sure you are growing as a person. That is the foundation. So without you, we can't talk about any other thing. Because
Mm.
you must be in a place of clarity. You must understand what you even want to do, what you want to achieve. That's when we cannot begin to talk about, oh, I want to scale my business, I want to pivot into a new career path, or I want to get promotion in my job. If you're not growing, you are not qualified. We're not talking about you. You have to grow first. You
Mm.
have to be that person who is developed personally. So that's what I think. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think I like when you said you cannot give out what you don't have. I was in an event all week last week, and one of the things they said in the area of business was that your business cannot grow beyond what you know.
Mm,
And of course, what you know is a result of is the end. I wouldn't say the end goal, but a result of how well you have developed yourself. So
mm,
thank you so much for bringing that out. It's very important that while we are saying, oh, people should develop themselves, there is an understanding of what personal development itself really means. Okay, so I'm very particular about having actionable steps. So maybe because of the course I studied in the university, I'm very big on the why. Why? When
mm.
you tell me to do something, the next thing I'm asking myself is why?
Where's
Does this
that?
tie to what I want to do? Does this tie to my destiny? I mean, my future, my plans? So it's very important when we're telling people develop yourself, they should understand the why they should develop themselves. So why do you think this year people should take their personal development more seriously than they have ever? What makes
Mm,
this year different?
yeah, awesome. I think that's a powerful question because, and the question is a question for the users, the listeners, the people watching us right now. It's a question we need to ask them. That's the way I will answer the question. For you,
Okay.
do you like the result you got in 2024? Do you like
Mm,
the way your life turned out in 2023? Do you like how you ended the year 2022? So, if
mm,
you think you are good with the result you've been getting all these years, maybe you are not the person we are talking to. But if you think that
mm,
there is a space for improvement, there is an area you can improve upon, or there's something you need to do. Everybody wakes up with this hunger. It's just human nature. There's a hunger to do
yeah.
more, to be more, to have more. There's something I call the be, do, have model. You have to be, then do, then have. Everybody has
Mm,
that hunger. Some people feel that hunger with relationships. Some people feel that hunger, with their faith, going to church, going to mosque. Some people feel it with clubbing. Some people feel it with
mm,
podcasting. So we try to feel
yeah.
it movie watching, Netflix, sleeping, eating. But there is a
Mm,
hunger in every human. Some people fill it up with learning to make money. So the question is to you,
mm,
why personal development? The question is, why do you want to grow? Why do you want more money?
mm,
Because the secret to that, your question, or to the hunger that you feel, begins with your personal development. So for
mm,
everybody who wants a better result, who want to experience a better life, that is your answer there. Personal development. You must grow as a person. That's
yeah.
the fundamental, that's the foundation of everything. And because it is also tied to every other thing you do. And that's why when they talk about,
Yeah.
even in a company, when people pay you, they are not paying you because they like your face. It's not because you sound so good
Of
in
course.
English. It's because of the value you
Of
are
course.
bringing to them. That's why they're
You're
paying you.
bringing.
If you're in a relationship as well, yes, your partner loves you, but it's also because you are bringing something. You could be beauty, it could be value, it could be whatever.
Mm,
But people have to perceive that this person has something that they desire. So nobody has
yeah.
the right in 2025 to remain on the same spot. You have lost that right in
Mm,
2024, because whether you like it or
mm,
not, December 2025 will get here. We'll still be talking about the same thing. The goals you have written since.
yeah.
So you must grow. That is your why. You must grow. We're created to grow. We're meant to grow.
Mm. Thank you so much. I mean, you're spitting fire as always. Thank you so much. And I think for me, what one would cut it is the model, the be to have it model. The be, you correct me if I'm wrong. You be, then you do, and then you have. Now,
Absolutely.
what that means for me is like saying it's not enough for people to desire a certain stage
Yeah.
or to desire to say, oh, this is what I want to do in the future. This is what I want to be like. This is what I want to do. There is a part where you desire, there is a part where you have to work. I think now I would stay on that work,
Yeah.
meaning that the work is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, you
Yes.
know.
That's
So
it.
if that's the case, that will lead me to my next question. And the next question would be, can you share like a few strategies that you think people can adopt to be able to ensure that this year they are able to achieve personal growth, as against wanting to, just adding it to their list of the things they want to do? How do you think? What are the strategies you think that they can adopt
Mm,
to ensure that they have personal growth this year?
mm. Love it. So I think number one, I'll call it curated consumption. This year, to
Okay.
achieve your personal growth, you must be intentional about what you consume. The books you read is a
Okay.
consumption. The
Yeah.
people you listen to is a consumption. The podcast you listen to,
Mm.
this YouTube channel that you're listening to is a consumption. So to grow, or
True.
the people you even follow, the quality of the input of your life will determine the quality of the output. Is a garbage in, garbage
Yeah.
out system. If it is not there,
Yeah.
it's not there. If it didn't there, it didn't there. Like my pastor would say, there is
All
not there.
right.
So you must be very intentional and have something I call the curated consumption. Have a list of personal development goals. Have a personal development
Okay.
plan. I call it PDP. 2025,
Okay.
what is your PDP? It's not a political association. It's a plan, personal development plan. Yes. Then what is my plan
Okay.
to grow this year? Do I need to go back to school to do my master's or MBA? Do I want to read one book a quarter, one book a month? Do I want to listen to a podcast or a YouTube channel? In what areas do I want to grow? And I think this is where people miss it a lot. We approach
Yeah.
growth as something very sporadic. That's why we get tired. Because you are following
Yeah.
the trend. This is the channel, this is the podcast, this is the pastor, this is the person that is reigning. Calm down. What gaps have you identified? We have a
Yeah.
principle in project management and business analysis. It's called gap analysis. Gap analysis,
Yeah.
this is where I am. That is where I want to be. Then what is the difference between where I am and where I want to be?
Where
I'm
you want to
earning
be.
$200. I want to earn $2,000. The difference between $200 to 2,000 is 1,800. So what can I
Yeah.
do to make that 1,800 to get to my goal of 2,000? Curated.
Mm.
Sit down to say, this is what I want to do. So clarity, go for clarity to develop a personal development plan. Then number two is capacity building. You cannot run far without, understanding, the foundation, the growth strategies. You have identified the areas you need to grow. How can you get it done? If you don't know how to get it done, go and learn how to get it done. Personal development.
Yeah.
Some of you have dreams. Maybe you want to start a side business this year. You want to start your own business, and you're like, what can I do? You've been thinking about it for years. Go and learn how to do it. You are just there
Mm.
thinking, the devil is dealing with me, God hates me. Have you learned it? Yes.
Yeah.
Go and learn, build capacity. So that's what I would think. Number one, curated consumption. Number two, PDP, personal development plan. Number three, gain clarity. And number four, capacity building.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Temitope. Just to quickly add to that as well, for a lot of people, you know how somebody wants to climb to a rooftop and then you are at the floor and somebody tells you, oh, you can climb the roof, you can do it, and then just from the floor, you just want to straight to the roof. I'm just going to add that for somebody who, especially, had never really had a personal development plan before, or personal growth plan, it's okay to start little. Set your first few goals, achieve them. It will motivate you to want to do more and all than as against, just like you said, hearing what everybody else is saying and wanting to do what everyone else is saying. Okay, so this is me just saying, don't put pressure on yourself. The goal of this conversation and what we really want you to achieve this year is to be able to look back in the year and say you were able to achieve, even if it's one thing you did correctly, it's fine.
Yeah.
You did one thing correctly. Next year, I can bet you're not going to do just one. Because you have mastered how to do one correctly, you definitely will do more than one correctly by
Yeah.
the following year. But the goal is, do not go through this year wanting to do so many things and never achieving anything. All right, thank you so much, Dr. Temitope, for that very, very insightful answer to the question. So the next question would be that we have, life can be really, really busy. There are a lot of people who, for instance, they really want to read books, they want to do things that will develop them personally, but the activities of life don't just seem to be like a whole lot going around them, and it's difficult for them to be able to manage their personal development. How would you advise people like that on how can they manage all of those?
So I think you already said a bit about it, and that's the truth. You already mentioned starting small, and that's what I would say as well. That's why I said
Mm.
earlier that it's not so much about what is raining, what everybody is doing. You know
Yeah,
yourself, you know where the areas you need to grow, and you know the roles that you play. Some of us are mothers, wives, you are bosses to some people, you are employees to some, you're a business owner, you're a daughter to some, you're a sister to your sibling. You are wearing many
yeah,
hats. You are doing a lot at
yes,
the same time. So we are not saying you should deny your reality, but how can you accommodate the growth with your current reality? So if it is the time that you're in the bathroom, you will spend, or you're driving, you will spend in listening to that, podcast, the audio version, maybe Audible, books, the audio versions of books. You are growing. If it is the time you sit down to do something like that, you're chatting, you spend to read that book, even if it is one chapter, you are growing. If it is cooking, you are cooking and you are listening to that, whatever business lesson, the workshop, you're taking a course, you are growing. So find a way to integrate this new development plan that you have into your current schedule. Start small, start that way. That's number one. Number two is there is a law of 80-20 rule or 90-10 rule. Spend
Can you?
80% of your time in the areas that matter, because you find out by the time you now look at your day, so what exactly did I achieve today? So you spent 80% of
Mm.
the time on what is giving you 20% of result. So if
Results.
you want
Yeah.
that to give you the real results, you probably spend 10-20%. So you want to rearrange things and identify
Yeah.
that what exactly in my life right now is giving me the most stress, less results, and I'm
Mm.
spending time on it. There were
Mm.
decisions I had to make. It was painful. There were relationships I had to drop. It was painful, but it was not serving me anymore. There were groups I had
Yeah.
to eat. You can bear me witness to some things we did together some years ago. It was painful to
Mm.
exit, but it wasn't serving me in that period. I had to
Mm.
exit. For example, Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I had to delete Clubhouse on my phone because I knew that I needed that time and location to build
Mm.
something else. There are activities, my own podcast, School of Thought. I had to suspend it because I need that slot for something else. So today, when you
Mm.
see me shining in some other areas, it's because I had to sacrifice some other things. So you see me like,
Yeah.
oh, no, you build a personal brand. Yes, in the beginning, it was not so. I was also everywhere. I had to make sacrifices to say, this thing, I'm putting effort. What is the result I'm getting? Okay, hold on first. Let me channel that energy
Mm.
into this. I'm trying to give practical examples so that people get it. That nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
So reorder your affairs. If you reorder your affairs, if you have to set alarms, I set alarms for things that would remind me to do certain things. Sometimes I want to take a course. I'm like, okay, maybe I can't accommodate it now. 28th of this month of February, I'll set a reminder. Remind me to go and buy that course so that I can go and
Mm.
get it. I can't do it now, but I need to do it. So, in all that you do, just look at your current life. How can you
Mm.
readjust your schedules to accommodate this? Because we're all busy. We're all busy. Before you know it, you are 45. Before you know it's 90.
Exactly.
So time is money.
Mm.
Do what you have to do when you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
All right.
think.
Thank you so much. So I'm just going to quickly add to that as well. I think for me, the tagline would be and would still always be intentionality. So if I say to myself that I want to read a book, if I don't, if I am not intentional about reading that book, every other thing would be so important that I can't read that book. And that's the truth. Because when we're saying we don't have the time to do what we need to do, we don't have the time to read, we don't have the time to listen to podcasts, you check how many hours you spend on your phone, and you realize that if you use that time to read, you've done a lot. It takes a lot of discipline to hold that phone to want to go to like a TikTok or go to like an Instagram, and then you remember that you have a book and you drop that phone. It takes a lot of discipline, and at the bottom of it for me is it takes a lot of intentionality. So this has been just adding to what you've said, that for everyone looking to develop themselves and get better at what they do, you have to be very intentional. Nobody would want your progress. Nobody should or can want your progress more than you want it. That's why the adage says that you can only force a horse to the stream, but you can't force a horse to drink water. So even if we give you all of those tips, and I mean strategies, we share this advice with you. If you do not put in that work intentionally yourself, you will not get the result. And trust me, whatever result you get is actually for you. It's not for me. It's not for Dr. Temitope. All right, you will be the one to enjoy it the most. So I just thought to chip that in before I ask my last question. So my last question is, sometimes people understand the strategies. They know what to do. They know that, okay, I should take it one step at a time, but they don't seem to see results. So at some point, they become discouraged. So how do you encourage somebody to stay motivated from the beginning of the year to the end of the year in their personal development plan?
Hmm. So I think that anybody who says that they don't see result hasn't taken time to really reflect. And that's because we're expecting a very big bang theory, like boom, this is the result.
Mm,
Sometimes
yeah.
it's in the little wins. You that couldn't read a one single book in 2 years, you were able to finish a book in 1 month. You have done well. That's something.
Mm,
Or you were able to finish one book in 2 months, yeah, even in 3 months. remember the last time you even read a book? Track the small wins. That's what I would say.
Mm.
Break your goals into milestones and acknowledge every step that you achieve. Now, maybe you've been saying, I'm going to start building a personal brand. I want to start building a personal brand. And you've been saying it for 5 years. And you finally opened a
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Yes, you don't have a lot of subscribers, but you've had your first session. Celebrate that you have started. That's
Mm.
something. It's not going to blow. So, number one, track your small
Mm.
wins. That's what I think. Number two, focus on the process, not necessarily the outcome. So
Yeah.
the process is you are growing, you don't know. You are building capacity.
Mm-hmm.
The outcome, yes, that's what we are
Absolutely.
looking for. But the process is also building you. The effort you are putting in, because
Mm.
the results will show. Just because it's not visible yet,
Mm.
I mean it will not show. You have sown some seed.
Mm.
By the time it begins to germinate, even you will be shocked. For example,
Mm.
recently I was in a class yesterday, or was it today? And I was showing them an example of I created some ebooks last year, early last year, long time ago. And sometimes these days I'll just wake up and I'll just see people buying those ebooks in my. I'll just be seeing PayPal giving me notification. Some people, somebody can just pick 10, 10 of it. Somebody even pick 10, $5, $5, $5, 10. And when I created the ebook,
Mm.
I'm like, hey, people are not seeing the value of this thing. Okay, no problem. But when you
Yeah.
but it's been created, they are there. The day the
Mm.
person who knows that I need this thing, or I need to learn about artificial intelligence, I need to learn about the gig economy, it will all add up. So the time will come that you will see the result, but that you were able to complete it, celebrate that. So focus on the process,
Mm.
not on the outcome. Track your small wins. And then last but not the least, you can also use reflection as your yardsticks. And what I mean is compare
Mm.
who you are today to who you were yesterday or last month or last year. Track your habits and mindset. Track the skills that you have now. You will see reasons to be grateful. Very closely related to you
Mm.
tracking your small wins. But if you are not reflecting, you can't even track. So reflection is very powerful. So that's what I think. I would advise people who think that they're not getting results. And maybe if I can add one thing,
Mm.
there might be something you're
Okay.
not doing right. Maybe you also need to go back to your process to say, if I'm not getting the right results that I want, maybe
Mm.
there's something I'm not getting right. So you want to dig
Mm.
into what you are doing and then make adjustments where necessary. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Temitope. It's a pleasure to have you join us. I wasn't expecting anything less of what we've gotten today.
Thank,
Value,
thank
value. You always bring value to the table,
you.
and I don't take for granted section. Like I said, if I was to pay you, I would have paid you millions of dollars because that's what you want.
Thank you.
Um, thank you. I really appreciate, and I hope that everyone who is listening to this, watching this video, is not only going to get value, but going to put to action everything you've learned. We did this for you.
Yeah.
Why? Because we want you to get good results this year.
Mm.
You know, there's a thing about when you're not getting results, you get frustrated. That's life. You get frustrated. Everybody wants to be there. Nobody wants to be left behind. But then you don't have to be left behind this year because we are very intentional about helping you grow. We are very intentional about making sure that if you need that hand holding to get better at what you do, we want to help you as much as possible. And that is why I've dedicated this channel to just help you grow, to help you grow, to help you get better. If you also need me to talk about anything else, I can also use this opportunity. It's my platform. And I feel that my platform is an opportunity for me to be able to impact lives as much as I can. I might not be in that space where I'm not an influencer, so to say, but in my own little space, in my own little world, I want to see how much I can contribute to the growth of people and help them to be better. I'm pretty much passionate about helping people get better at what they do. So thank you so much for joining this program. I would like you to please follow Dr. Temitope. She's one person you want to follow because trust me, what you received here today is a tip of an iceberg of what you can get following her. And in case you don't know her, she's a loaded woman. She's the founder of Activately Africa, and also the founder of University of Freelancing. So if you're passionate about HR tech, she's your go-to person. She's also a consultant in that space. I can help you refine your word in the HR space. And she's also very passionate about freelancing. So if you're looking to freelance and you don't know what to do, how to go about it, you have your go-to person here. I'm going to, you can follow, I'm going to put my what's it called, my Instagram handle, because I'm trying to build a new community called Grow with Mo. And that community is just going to be an extension of this YouTube channel where we can also take our conversations to that point where we, share tips and things that can help you get better. I'm also going to be sharing Dr. Temitope's handles so that you can follow her. You can check the description. I'll put that when I update the description. I'll put her information so you can follow, and also mine as well so you can follow. And just to put it out there, I'm currently working on a personal goal tracker that can help you track your goals for the year from the beginning of the year. And I've made it as simple as possible. In fact, even somebody who did not go to school can use that tracker. That is how much I have simplified it. I'm going to share more details on the tracker, of course, as I progress with the series. And I hope that you would get the most of the series and subsequent videos that I'll be uploading on this channel. So in case you've not subscribed, all this plenty talk we're talking, please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification button. Of course, like this video. It's very important to us that we are not feeling like we just did this video for nobody. Encourage us with your likes, with your subscription, and turn on the notification bell so that when we upload new videos, you can be notified. So once again, thank you, Dr.
Thank
Temitope. It's a pleasure to
thank
have
you
you on the
so much
show.
for
Thank
having
you. I
me.
appreciate.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. And to everyone, I do wish you a lovely day ahead. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.